Well, Thomas Beckett and Bar Smith, right? And you got the MakeSmith CNC, and I don't know, geeks probably know what that means. I had to figure it out. And what you guys have is a router, stuff that carves out wood and all that kind of stuff. For 200 bucks, anybody can have this electronic router on their desktop and make stuff at home for an incredible price. I mean, you were telling me earlier that normally people were selling these things for like 4 or 5 thousand bucks, and you're down to 200 bucks. So anybody can start their own business if they have one of these things, or play around and learn the technology of the future because you brought it to us now. So how did kids just out of college figure this out?
Basically, it was just a hobby, and I sort of kept wondering if it was possible and kept experimenting with it, and sort of every step would just work, and then I'd be like, well, I wonder if the next step's possible, and it just kept working out. And I mean, there were definitely hiccups, and problems that had to be solved, but yeah, it just kind of came together.
Something a router. I mean, that's one of those things that carves out wood and all that kind of thing. You can make a bunny rabbit out of a piece of wood or whatever it is, or a model airplane, as you guys were showing, or put your name on stuff. But now this, instead of having one of those big things down in your workbench, this would be right on your desktop. You hook it up to your computer, right? And you got the software that makes that sucker run, so you can make 100 of the same things, right? With just a flick of the switch once you figured it out the first time. The first time takes a little work. Then the 15th one, man, you're in business.
Yeah. If you're making multiple of the same thing, it's great because you can just make 100 of something that are exactly the same.
Right.
And like you said, the first one you got to set it up, and then after that, you just press the button again. And
press the button. So you're going to make all our homes like little Chinese factories, right? We could make a. But really, to me, what's neat about it, I mean, China, they're good if you want a million of something, but we want a dozen or 2 dozen, a couple hundred or something. That's why, a product like yours at this price is just phenomenal to the average person. Or to learn how to use it. That's another thing. I mean, 3D printers, stuff like that, I mean, you're a fraction of the cost of a 3D printer, right? And it's basically the same kind of thing, but as a router.
Yeah, that was our whole goal, was to make this technology accessible to more people. And we felt like the price was a big thing that was preventing a lot of people from getting their hands on one and playing with it. It prevented me from having one.
Yeah. So you wanted one of these as a kid, and you didn't have the 600 bucks or 1,000 bucks, whatever it costs to do it. And then you thought everybody would know how to do this, and you said it wasn't there, and you just made it yourselves, you guys, huh? So now, was the fear of having a real job your real motivation, or?
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah. But Bart, you just graduated this month, right?
Yeah, I'm actually graduating the end of this month. I have.
The end of the month. Wonderful. You going to go to graduation, or you have to fill these orders now instead?
I'll be at graduation. We're gonna take a day off.
And Thomas, you graduated a year ago, right?
Yeah, a year ago in 2 weeks.
Right. And you were waiting for Bar to get out of the cage he was in there at school, huh? So
I've been waiting.
Yeah. But it's amazing. But you guys went on crowdfunding on Kickstarter, and a few weeks ago you started hoping to get 10,000, and you're already up to $60,000. Man, that's going to pay off all your student loans, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe a tiny little chunk of it.
Yeah, right. I understand. But more importantly, I mean, you're making a contribution already, and barely out of school, which is remarkable to me. And I don't think it would happen without things like crowdfunding or without things like, you playing around and figuring out that there was, 3D printers already doing something similar. So all this new economy made this possible, it seems, for you guys.
Yeah, we're completely blown away with how Kickstarter kind of enables people with just kind of an idea or a dream to like actually hop into it. I mean, we're 23 years old and we're right out of school, and we were able to just jump right into something that we were pretty passionate about. And it's just really exciting that you can actually do that now.
I mean, you didn't have to beg, borrow, steal, 60 grand for your parents. They probably wouldn't give it to you. That's a crazy idea, right?
Right.
Because they probably would never understand it anyway, right? What you're doing.
Yeah.
And so the internet gave you this opportunity to start a business, give you real money and everything, just not even out of school yet for one of you guys.
And it's been absolutely incredible just the way the internet has let us talk to people from around the world. Like we told them to people in 40 countries. We have
40 countries! 40 countries have this thing now, right?
And that's just absolutely incredible. Like, it's such a cool feeling to see someone like get an email and be like, hey, how much is shipping to like Lebanon? And it's like, Lebanon! Like, how cool is that?
Well, what do your friends think about it who are still, working normal jobs just out of school or something like that?
I mean, they're really excited for us and kind of surprised. They're surprised and not surprised.
I see.
Yeah.
Because they knew you had it in you, but it's surprised it really works. You can go out and do something yourself.
Exactly how it is.
Holy shit! Why didn't I do that?
And they can. That's the really great thing.
Yeah, no, that's what's so neat, I think, about our society nowadays, that it gives an opportunity like that, so you don't have to rely on any of the traditional sources. I mean, get a job, pay off your student loans, get a mortgage. Man, here, look at, who would have thought you could raise 60 grand in, 2 months or a month and a half or whatever it is you're on there? I mean, that's just phenomenal to me, yeah. And you don't even have your degrees yet, yeah? How about your professors?
Mine, I emailed a bunch of my professors, kind of letting them know, like, hey, I really enjoyed some of your business and technology classes, and this is what I'm up to. Let me know what you think. And they were just so excited to see it just applied so quickly right out of school.
Wow. Oh, that ne'er-do-well Thomas is finally doing something. I never thought he'd amount to anything. Oh, that's terrific. And so now you have other ideas in your mind, too, because it takes you, now the campaign's over in about a week or so, or two, and then once that's over, you got to concentrate on filling all those orders, which is a nice problem to have, isn't it? Yeah.
It's a great problem to have. We can't wait until we start seeing the cool things that people make with them.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so excited to just see someone make something awesome and be like,
that's going to inspire you to add something new that you never even thought of that would make that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So your customers now are going to make you smarter, for the upgrades and the new version and all that. And, you got a career out of this thing, I'm sure. And it's a delight to talk to you guys. And I'm so glad you're there and showing the rest of us how cool our society really is. And that, you can do the American dream. It's just in different language now.
And one of the things we're most excited about is because it works with digital files, if one of our customers designs something and another one likes it, they can just email them the files and they can print it out there.
I see. Wonderful. So you could share this. I mean, that's the sharing economy is out there now too. So all your customers could share what they designed and they send it to everybody else and they can make it at home. Because
everybody wins with this. That's really exciting.
And it's easy to use. You plug it in, you learn the software, put it together, and then you're making stuff right at home. That's terrific. Well, thank you so much, guys. And people go to MakeSmithCNC.com, MakeSmith CNC.com. Look at that. Look at the video. You guys on the video. Terrific video. It shows you exactly, what this thing is capable of, and that's wonderful to see. Even if you don't want to buy them, but for $200, man, you're into the future. It's like being a Jetson or something like that. For such a price, and everybody was selling them for thousands and thousands of dollars. Well, that's Yankee ingenuity, guys. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.